Alright, YouTube audience, I'm going to turn my music down because I do not know if that song is copywritten. And I don't want to get involved in another copyright dispute with YouTube. So, alright, YouTube audience. So, I want to show you, I lucked out again in Prague. I've been here a couple nights. I've been really bad about filming because honestly, it's been so freezing cold. I haven't even been able to do much during the day. It's just brutally cold. Snowing and like freezing. It's snowing in Prague, and I have sandals, so you can only walk around so much. But yeah, I'm in Prague, and I'm basically paying 12 euros a night for my own room because I lucked out. And as of right now, tonight, it's about 6 o'clock or so, I think. No, it's probably later than that. It might be like 7 or 8 o'clock. Yeah. As far as it looks, I'm here alone. How cool is that? So cool. So yeah, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes you just luck out with hostels, and you get the whole place to yourself. And I actually switched beds because I was here the last couple nights. But I moved over there because the Wi-Fi was absolutely awful here. Like, it kept turning off on me, and I'd have to like put my arm over like this to get a signal to be able to use it, and then after a second it would be a turn off, and I'd have to go, so it was really bad. But I found that being on this bed, it's not as bad. So I don't know what I'm gonna do in this episode, but we'll figure that out in a second. So, if you're very perceptive, you'll notice that I'm not wearing the same hat, and I'm not actually in the same room as the one I just showed you. Even though it's the same night. Well, technically not the same night. It's 5:45 in the morning. So, here's the story. I showed you my room, right? It looked like I was alone. It was actually 9:45 p.m. when I recorded that clip last. Okay? I walked down to the store and get some food, come back to the hotel, eat, and then I end up watching a couple videos on YouTube, probably around 1 in the morning or so. I go up to my room thinking, oh, I'm alone. Luckily, I had hidden my laptop under the blanket and everything, even though I thought I was alone in there and stuff. So I walk in there, and there's this dude standing over there, like hovering over his bed on the other side of the room. So like you saw where I was at, and then between the narrow doorway where there's an open frame, he's standing there, shirtless, mumbling, with this weird look on his face, and he's got crap just scattered all around the room. Like, he had crap all over his bed, all over another open bed, all over the floor, on that table in the room, like just clothes and junk and shit everywhere. So I'm like, what the hell? Who is this freak? And like, he looked like, I don't judge people by appearances, but you know crazy when you see it. You know what I mean? You just know crazy when you see it. Not to be negative, but you know crazy when you see it, and you know you gotta keep an eye on it. So, he comes up to me, and he's at the very least drunk, if not, honestly, on like heroin or something like that. It wasn't like weed. I know stoners. It was nothing like that. This dude was drunk and on like heroin or something really strong. Like, So he doesn't speak too much English, and he's like trying to have a conversation with me. You know, not that that's an issue. That doesn't matter at all. I have a lot of friends that don't speak any English, and I love them. But this guy was like, I mean, literally like about to fall all, you know, he's falling all over the place. So I um I try to make a little bit of conversation with him just to kind of get a feel for what I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, okay, that's just like a drunk guy, whatever. First off, like, I don't know how he even got in here. Like, when did he check in? Cause like, when did he check in? I left my room at like 9:45, and he wasn't there, so he must have checked in like after that. Anyway, so like he starts like asking me questions and stuff, and like he's not making any sense, and it's not just the English. It's like mumbling, like like when a drunk person gets really drunk and they're like they can't speak. It's just really annoying trying to have a conversation with a drunk person unless you're drunk. You know what I mean? So it's like, so eventually I get to a point where I'm like, okay, this is a dead end. There's nothing going on here. There's no conversation to be had. This guy is like, it's starting to annoy me now, to be honest. And so I go over to my bed, check everything. Thank, Thankfully everything is there. Nothing was taken because I had my laptop. He started showing me like, oh my god, it was like some brain dead moron just showing you uh, like a toy. Like, it's like, imagine if some like imagine if if you guys are probably, most of the younger people don't know the movie Encino Man, but imagine a caveman like an Encino Man, like he just finds a pebble or a piece of just trash on the ground, and he like shows it to you, like what? So he showed me some old camera. It looked like a camera, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's nice. You know, the smiling thumbs up, like, oh yeah, nice, cool. You know, trying to be friendly with them, but like it's getting really annoying because it's like at this point, like, just the fact that he's like there, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed because not not just the fact he was drunk. That didn't annoy me at all. It's the fact that I felt uncomfortable and unsafe around him. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what was annoying. It was like I felt like at any minute I was gonna have to throw down with this guy. You know what I mean? And I'm a very peaceful person. I've done martial arts a lot, and I've trained, so I have no fear. And if I needed to defend myself, I could have taken him out easily. I mean, especially in the condition he was in, which is not even like a bragging thing. It's just, it's not hard to fight a drunk guy if you're sober. Um, so it wasn't even about that, and that's not what this is about either. That's just a side note because I get distracted. This was really weird, like a really weird thing. Like, it was very creepy. You know what I mean? It was like, am I gonna wake up in the middle of the night with my liver missing or my kidneys gone? Kind of creepy. You know what I mean? So I decided to go after. So first I did the trick where I put my headphones on. Usually that works, right? Ladies, you all work out at the gym. You know the old trick, put the headphones on. Even if there's nothing playing, at least it gives the appearance to the other guys at the gym to like not, hopefully not come up and talk to you, aka bother you or annoy you in the middle of a workout. I used to work in a gym for a while. I know a lot about that. I know a lot about a lot of things, and even more about nothing. But tangent again. I'm sitting on my computer doing work, got my headphones on. I was actually about to like do some DJing. I just downloaded this software onto my laptop that I have on my desktop that I haven't installed on this laptop since I did a factory reset on it. Um, and I was like really looking for it, coming upstairs, having a nice night alone in my room, you know. And then I've got this guy, and this guy is like just like, you know, walking around like it looked like he looked like a necromancer from Skyrim. Like he was like about to cast spells or something. Like I interrupted him. Like I felt like I walked into the room and interrupted him before he was about to do some kind of like ritual sacrifice. You know, like that was uncomfortable too. You know what I mean? You know, walking around shirtless, looking like a Nord, a dark Nord from Skyrim or whatever. Like that's what he looked like. He looked like a dark Nord elf or something. And if you don't know what that is, you should be ashamed because Skyrim's an amazing game. But if you're not a gamer, then you just Google it. But that's what he looked like. I mean, like dark, soulless eyes, wolf ears, like skinny crackhead body. Like I'm from D.C. area. I've seen crackheads. I know what crackhead looks like. He looked like a crackhead mixed with a wolf and a human. So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna fall asleep next to this guy. There's no way. No way. And especially the fact that he wouldn't stay on his side of the room. He kept coming over and trying to talk to me. And then at one point, he's standing in the doorway in the frame, and I'm on my bed, and I'm like, just like, please, just, God, please, just go. Please, just go away. Please don't talk to me. Just please leave me alone. And he's standing there, he's looking at me like, obviously the English barrier, he's like, what are you? What are you? And he's like, you know, but it's so aggressive, and like, I don't like aggressive, pushy people. I'm very much like, if the more you push me, the more I'm gonna resist you, kind of person. You know what I mean? Like, the more you start pushing my buttons and trying to like tell me to do something, I'm very like, you know, I'm cool with like, I wonder if you can see a shadow on my face of the camera. I'd really hate to have to like record this whole thing over again. If you see a shadow up until now, I'm sorry, but I don't want to record this whole thing. I'm way too deep in the juju, the dark juju. So, back to my experience with Homeboy, the Homeboy Dark Elf Nord guy thing, crossbreed of a, I don't know, not a Viking. A Viking would be like a cool thing. He was like a annoying, like he's like the annoying guy from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He's like the ugly, but like a dark elf Nord, wolf-looking guy who might be drunk, well, definitely drunk, who can't talk, whose mouth was like wired shut, who seemed like he was on heroin, who could be a crackhead, but I don't know if they have crack in Chechnya, aka Czech Republic, aka used to be Czech Republic, aka used to be Czechoslovakia. And to get back to my story, because it's 5:56 a.m. and I just thought that this might be interesting for you to hear about. So anyway, as he's standing in the door, you know, barking at me like, "Where are you from?" I look at him, or like, "What are you?" or something like that, and I look at him and I just like, I give him like the most like, I was so pissed at him, I'm like, "My man, go to sleep." Like I was like really about to like, I was about to like rip his, I was really like pissed, like at this point. I was like, you know, normally I'm real chill, like easy, but then like he saw it on my face and I get the, like when I'm like really annoyed, like I'm about to like rip your throat out, because that's how I felt. I was like, go back to your room, go back to your side of the room, or I will rip your fucking heart out. That's how I felt in that moment. Like, go the away, or I'll kill you. So after a little bit of trying to work on the computer, he comes over and like an idiot, like a caveman who found a shell on the beach. He found he had some earbuds. They were like iPhone earbuds or something, iPod earbuds or whatever. And he's like, he walks over to me and like I'm on my laptop and I'm like I'm watching him out of the corner of my eye because I'm keeping an eye on him obviously because I've got, you know, Homeboy standing like coming up like next to me but like slowly like a zombie, and I'm just like, I hope he's just wandering around. I hope he's just like, taking a couple laps around the room. But now he comes over and he starts to like take the wire and put it next to my like laptop like he's like wants to plug it in or show me it or something. And I'm like, I look over at him. I'm like this. I'm like, I'm working and I'm like, like, what the hell do you want? Why are you back over here? Why are you bothering me? Like, go away. You know what I mean? So at this point, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. And I just go downstairs and I tell the guy, yo, who's that guy in the room with me? Because he must have been the one that checked him in. He was the one that was here when I left. And while I was eating, I remembered around the corner hearing some weird, drunk, incoherent noises, but it was mumbled Czech. So I don't speak too much Czech other than like the basics. So like, if it's not like good morning, thank you, please, the basics, then I don't speak Czech. So, so anyway, I go down there and the guy's cool. He's like, I'm like, yeah, who's in that room with me? And he's like, I don't know, some guy. He had online booking or something. And I'm like, okay. Well, is there any way I could switch rooms at least for the night or as long as he's here? Because, and I described, I'm not going to do it again, but everything I just said, I told him about on a much shorter version. So he's like, yeah, no problem, sorry about that. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, bro. Like, you didn't, he probably wasn't like that when he got here, I don't think. So anyway, long story short, I guess the positive take home from this is, while I was really annoyed having to deal with all that, I stayed positive in the sense that I didn't get negative too much about it in the moment. I was more distracted by my safety and preparing myself for a physical altercation if it came to that, because I felt like it was one of those things. Because he was kind of aggressive, and he was aggressive in his like drunk zombie incoherent way, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I could have just gone downstairs and been mean to the dude down there and taken it out on him and like been negative with him, or I could have been like, oh, F the world, and like whatever. But I went down there. I was nice. I was like, hey, this is what happened, dude. I was like, you can switch me to any room in here. I was like, you can put me in like the most packed bunk bed room or whatever. And he's like, no, you're a nice guy, you're cool and stuff. Like, he was like, you're cool, actually, because, wherever I go, people a lot of times remember me, not to brag, but, like, I try to, like, whenever I talk to somebody or meet somebody, I basically feel like I'm trying to turn a smile on in them. I had that one video about turning on smiles. Cheap plug. But I try to, like, turn the light on in people as I encounter them in my life. I want you to walk away from me feeling a little bit better than you did maybe before you met me, or at least like not be a hindrance to you or make your life negative or miserable. It's something I've really been trying to do for a long time now. Just in general with people, as much as I can. But anyway, so the guy was like, you're a nice guy, we like you. The people at the hospital, they know me. They know me at my old hospital. Everywhere I go, people know me, like, now. Not now, but, like, in general. Like, they remember me, which is weird. Like, when I went, in Thailand and here in Prague, like, I mean, I hadn't been in Prague in 2 years, and one of the dudes at the hospital that worked here 2 years ago said he remembered me. And I remembered him,